Hey man, we back with the what your name is? All Facts No Breaks with Keyshawn Johnson. He's having a chat with Malik Hooker. Let's continue, shall we? Salt and Pepper Lounge, appreciate y'all for being here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Keyshawn Johnson is about to ask Malik Hooker about podcasting, Micah Parsons podcasting. I'm not going to be here too long because y'all know where we at with it, but we'll play along. Here we go.
Now, whatnot. How you feel? And be honest with me, though. And I ain't trying to get you in trouble. I really don't care. But I got to ask you this question. How you feel about Micah having a podcast during the season? How you feel about that?
Honestly, man, like, and this is me, like, I'm one of those guys, like, I'm not into that type of stuff. You know, some guys it works for, you know, like you see the Jason Kelce's and guys like that who are successful with the podcast as well as performing on the field and having success with it. So I don't have a problem with it. I feel like a lot of these guys, though, they just get on there sometimes and they start falling into the part of, you know, just saying stuff that, you know, for the clicks and, you know, having people to come view and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't have no problem with it. My thing would be, though, for Micah, my advice would be for Micah would be, you know, just make sure we're all right, you know, where and being where your feet are. Because if we're at work and, you know, the run game's terrible, but you're doing a podcast every week and, you know, the run game is terrible, then, you know, what are you really caring about? Are you caring about the crowd that, you know, is watching your podcast? Or are you caring about the success of our team and the Super Bowl that we're trying to reach?
Malik Hooker don't give a fuck. He don't care about nothing, don't he? Malik Hooker don't care about nothing, don't he? I will say this, and this is how football works with anything. We learned this with defensive coordinators. We learn this about coaches in general, too. Here's two examples that I always use. Jason Garrett. Y'all want to know why y'all hated to see Jason Garrett clap so much? He be losing games. Jason Garrett is from the Saban cloth. And Saban be clapping his ass off. But Saban winning, he can do what he want. Saban can have a wireless microphone and start doing freestyle battles with everybody on the sideline. As long as you winning, what the crowd gonna say? Oh man, my winning coach out here smoking y'all with the bars. That's how the game works. Mike Nolan as a defensive coordinator, but y'all know we can't stand Mike Nolan around here. Mike Nolan as a defensive coordinator, he used to coordinate from the booth. Mike Nolan was a trash defensive coordinator. So we was like, hey man, something must be wrong with your damn eyes. You need to be closer to the field. Mike Nolan came down on the field one time and, you know, the defense played a little better. All of a sudden, hey man, you need to stay down there. Superstition. Dan Quinn stayed in the booth. And when Cowboys right here leading the league in turnovers and top 5 in sacks, nobody cared about Dan Quinn being in the booth. Success determines what a lot of people feel about this stuff. If you're Jason and Travis Kelce and you got a podcast all year and you podding all year and the Eagles and the Chiefs meet in the Super Bowl, your podcast don't mean nothing. Your podcast don't mean a thing because you're winning. You're going the way you need to go. If the Cowboys were undefeated and Micah Parsons led the league in sacks, 20-something sacks, right? Nobody would care about the podcast. So this is me saying it ain't about the podcast. It's about Micah's production. And that pairs with what Malik was saying. I think it pairs beautifully with what Malik was saying. Hey, man. We out here trying to stop the run and shit, so don't prioritize the podcast over stopping the run. As long as Micah Parsons is great, nobody cares what he has to do. Now, you know, to be fair, when people see and they be like, and pardon me, this ain't correct, but I'm just talking. If they go, Micah's the head of content at Bleacher Report. Micah's job as whatever he does at Bleacher Report is not like somebody else. For example, I know the people that work over there, a cat named Justin Ross and Matt Canvasser. I work with them. Just a little name drop. I work with them. I work with Bleacher Report personally, whatever. And the public would make it sound like Justin, Matt, and Micah Parsons all have the same job. So when my Bleacher Report guys are coordinating content, they on the phone, they're typing emails, they're sending me messages. Hey, Voch, we want to talk about this. Hey, Voch, we want to pay you XYZ. Voch, we want you to have this many podcasts for the month. If you think Micah's doing that as a football player, I think you'd be foolish to believe that he's doing that much. Micah's job as the head of content may very much well be he walks into the room, he looks at a clipboard. This is what we talking about today? He puts down a clipboard, he sits in a chair, he talks for an hour, maybe two, and he leaves and go work out or something. If that's Micah's life as a podcaster, cool. The internet make the podcast bigger than what it really is. The internet makes it feel like Micah ain't working out. He just podcasting somewhere. The internet makes it look like Micah's not training. He's just podcasting somewhere. This is the new world. This is new. This new life, man. This is new life. This is what these players do. They're brands. And as long as they're out there producing on the field, we shouldn't care. We shouldn't care. Now, what if Josh Ball started a podcast? Boy, if you don't cut that shit, cut it off right now. Hey, but if you're Micah Parsons, you know. But let's see what else Malik talking about.
So I'm saying, so I mean, like, but also, you know, a lot of people got to remember, Mike is young. You know, he's still trying to find his way. He's still trying to grow into who he's trying to be. So I give him grace, you know, honestly. Like, I always hear people say stuff that he done said on the podcast or something silly he done said. But people got to remember, like, Mike is still a big kid. Mike is still a big kid. And, you know, you can't fault a big kid for, you know, trying to expand as well as experiencing still stuff that they ain't really been through. Because Mike only been in the league 4 years. Like, they're still experiencing stuff that he been through. He ain't never been through real adversity yet in the league. Like, he ain't seen that yet, you know? So I feel like over time and over these next couple years of experiencing adversity, it's like you'll see him start to change in how he approaches stuff like that, like the podcast and stuff like that. But like I said, it don't bother me, my guy. I honestly, like I said, I'm one of those guys, man. I focus on my play. You know, if I feel like it's affecting my play and our play as a defense or as a team, then I'll have something to say. But I really don't really pay that much attention to it. I don't know, honestly. And even like, because what is it, on Twitter or whatever he has?
It's on social media or whatever, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I hate how Keyshawn is talking like, yeah, this podcast guy's doing podcast shit and Keyshawn's doing podcast shit. Cut it out, dog. Cut it out. On All Facts, No Breaks with Keyshawn Johnson. Boy, if you don't chill, it's on social media or something. I don't know, but all this podcast and microphone, and I don't know, but I don't do the internet. Boy, I hate when people on the internet be like, I don't do all the internet. I don't be on here. I don't be on the internet. How I even know you said this viewing on the internet? Boy, I can't stand people that say, hey, I don't do the internet, bro. All right, man.
Know if it's on Twitter or whatever the case. I think I'll be back then because I don't got a Twitter now. I lost my Twitter, but I think it was on Twitter. I was seeing it more so back then that it was popping up on there. But man, it just depends, man. You know, people's gonna have something to say about it, good or bad.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. 100%. You definitely, you know, it's always an issue.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like I said, it's also about how he approaches it. Like, I feel like just certain stuff, like there's just character and, you know, and value that, you know, with certain stuff you just shouldn't say. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're gonna get backlash behind saying this, and I mean, I'm not saying he does or he doesn't. I don't know. I don't watch his podcast. But if he
okay, man, because D-Law came out and like, man, we was tired. We was tired. Bro, yeah, some shit you guys say.
Does, if he is doing it, he knows he's saying stuff that, you know, he's getting backlash for. They're saying bad things about, man. You should really look at what they're saying. Like, you gotta be real with yourself. Are you saying stuff just for clicks? Are you saying the truth? Or are you saying stuff that is really happening? And
I got questions. Who I hear clickbaiting, Malik? Malik, what podcast you been looking at that got people out here clickbait? What you talking about? Who you talking about? Who podcast like that, Malik? Man, y'all don't want to ask no real stuff. All right, it's cool.
Office or at work, or are you just saying stuff because you want to feel like you know ball or you want to, you know, the crowd to come watch? I don't know.
What you like? So go ahead, Keyshawn.
I was just gonna say, so I'm kind of.
Okay, Keyshawn's finna come here and say something that ain't got nothing to do with Micah Parsons. So we'll go ahead and wrap up right here. But hey, as a podcaster, it's a way to make money. It's a way to make money. I think in one hand, we can't be mad at players and be like, hey, you spend all this money, you're gonna go broke. You need to set yourself up for life after football. And then when somebody creates a revenue stream, all of a sudden they're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Jordan has Jordans, but Jordan don't make the shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like Jordan having, like any of these athletes having shoe deals ain't stopping them from working out or watching film or coming to practice or being effective in a game. Because in real life, a lot of these football players, they after practice, they playing a game. They playing a game, or they sleep, or they doing whatever. So instead of doing that in your leisure time, you talking. I'm a podcaster. You know what I'm saying? I'm a YouTuber. I know what goes into it. You know, I think it could be balanced. All right. But anyway, we'll move on to this next part, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Salt and Pepper Lounge, the abridged Salt and Pepper Lounge. We'll catch y'all next time. Crown.